or I get a girl number, or, you know what I'm saying, a girl at the studio. Just know my baby mama don't care. Like, shawty, don't say, you got a baby.
I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Ty is heated right now because the word spreading through the streets is wild. People are saying King Harris might have gotten another woman pregnant, and this time she's expecting twins. This ain't some small mistake either. This situation already feels louder, messier, and way more dramatic than the first one ever was. The first baby situation had everybody confused because it came out of nowhere. King and Big Nana weren't even moving like a couple publicly. One day nobody knew anything, and the next day she's pregnant and King is online acting like he's been preparing for fatherhood all along. Even Ty looked shocked back then, and fans still whisper about whether that first situation was just a quick connection that turned into something way bigger than expected. Now imagine how Ty feels hearing that 2 more babies might be on the way, with a completely different woman. That alone has social media spinning because folks swear they've been seeing signs for a while that King's been running wild. His situation with Big Nana never really looked like romance. It looked more like 2 people trying to figure out parenting while dealing with their own lives. King even said on camera that Big Nana lets him see other women without causing problems, which had fans confused and calling it a setup for chaos. Add in the arguments, the run-ins with police, the random live stream meltdowns, and his unpredictable behavior, and the picture looks like someone juggling way more than he's ready for, especially if he's really about to have 3 kids under 2. So the big question is simple. Is this rumor real? And did Ty truly snap on King after hearing it? That's where things get even wilder, because people who know the Harris family history swear that King always finds a way to pull everyone into his storms without even trying. Before diving into these new twin rumors, it's important to look back for a second. The way King handled that first pregnancy is exactly why fans think this new rumor might not be far-fetched at all. Nobody saw the first one coming. King wasn't posting long-time love stories, he wasn't talking about settling down, and he definitely wasn't talking about raising a family. Then, boom! Overnight he was a father, and the whole internet was trying to catch up. Big Nana popped up pregnant out of nowhere, and just like that, King became a father. No build-up, no soft launch, just a sudden announcement that had everybody looking around like, wait, what just happened? Even Ty looked caught off guard, because later on when he spoke about it, you could hear in his tone this wasn't some planned moment where the whole family sat down and talked things through. It felt more like King dropped the news on his parents the same time the public found out, and that's exactly when all the speculation exploded. People online started saying King must have gotten her pregnant during a casual moment that got out of control. Maybe even something that felt like what folks call a groupie-type situation. Nothing has ever been confirmed, but that's been the rumor floating around ever since. When you look at how fast everything happened, it's not surprising people believed it. One week he was online acting wild, laughing, arguing, and doing whatever he wanted. The next week, he had a baby on the way, a co-parent, and a whole family trying to adjust instantly. And this is where it gets even crazier, because T was already frustrated the first time. So imagine how he'd allegedly react hearing there might be a second situation on the way, and this time with twins. That would shake any parent, especially when the first situation already felt like an unexpected storm. When you really look at King and Big Nana together, nothing about it screams romance or something they built together. From day one, it looked more like something they had to navigate, not something they chose with full intention. Anytime they're spotted together, it always looks stiff. No real chemistry, no emotion. Just 2 people who share a child and are trying to figure out how to coexist.
Message for all y'all niggas who don't got y'all kids. My boy having kids every day. You feel me? Go get your damn children. Stop taking the children to your mama house. Your mama can't watch it. The boy got his children every day.
Fans noticed it immediately and never let it slide in the comments. People constantly say they look more like business partners than a couple. And honestly, that's not a wild take at all. You can even see it in their baby shower clip. The energy wasn't giving love story, it was giving let's get through this event without problems. That's why so many folks were suspicious from the start. Then came the rumors. People online saying Big Nana was older, that she plotted it, that King got caught slipping. But once people actually checked her age, they realized she's basically the same age as King still. Once that rumor started spreading, it stuck hard. The internet decided she trapped him, even though the actual info didn't support that idea at all. And let's keep it real. King never tried to shut the talk down or prove anything different. He kept moving how he moves, and the internet kept building its own storyline with every new clip, every live stream, and every moment he acted unpredictable. King never really shows Big Nana off, and he definitely doesn't move like a man in love. Every time he posts her, it's only when the baby is in the picture. Nothing extra, nothing intimate, just here's my child and here's the mother, and that's it. It doesn't feel like a real relationship at all. It feels like two young parents trying to navigate life side by side without actually being together, and that vibe is clear in every video they've ever done together. That's exactly why nobody is shocked by these new pregnancy rumors. If the foundation between them was never solid, people naturally assume King might have been doing his own thing elsewhere. And this is where the whole story flips, because once King started speaking openly about what his baby mama supposedly allows, the internet knew a twist like this was eventually coming.
Like, shawty, don't say, you got a baby. I'm a good baby daddy. I ain't got no baby mama problems. My baby mama is one of the most player baby mamas, you know what I'm saying, known to mankind. So, like, what the f you talking about? Don't try to, like, you got a baby, man, beat it. My job, if I'm talking like, let's say I DM a girl, or I get a girl number, or, you know what I'm saying, a girl at the studio, just know my baby mama don't care.
On one of his streams, he straight up admitted that his baby mama doesn't care if he sees other women. He said it casually, like he was flexing, talking about how she never checks him or questions where he's been. That had people stunned because most parents know better than to parade new women around when they've got a child at home. But King said his situation is wide open, like he's operating with no rules and no boundaries. When someone has that much freedom and announces it publicly, people naturally assume he's entertaining other women non-stop. So anytime he's caught with a new girl, everyone starts whispering instantly. And if one of those women ends up pregnant, fans don't treat it like a shock. They treat it like something he basically predicted himself. Here's the moment he said it, clear as day, talking about how his baby mama lets him see other girls as long as there's no drama. That line alone had the internet yelling because it sounded like he was setting the stage for exactly the kind of circus people are now talking about. That's why these new twin rumors hit the internet and instantly felt believable to fans. When you go online telling everybody your baby mama lets you move freely, nobody's surprised when someone else steps forward claiming they're expecting. People are out here saying, well, he already said it himself, and acting like this is the natural outcome of the lifestyle he bragged about. It also explains why his situation with Big Nana never came across as love. If she's supposedly comfortable with him running around with other women, then what they have isn't romance, isn't commitment, and definitely isn't a normal relationship. It's just two people raising a child while living completely separate personal lives. The whole setup between King and Big Nana doesn't even look like a relationship. It feels more like an arrangement. She handles the kid, keeps things steady at home, and he moves however he wants outside of that. Messy or not, that's exactly how he made it sound on livestream, like he's living with zero restrictions and zero accountability. And here's where it gets real. T knows all of this too. Imagine being a father watching your son sit online telling thousands of people that he can cheat freely with no pushback. For someone like Ty, who's dealt with his own public scandals in the past, hearing his son talk like that must feel like deja vu burning in real time. So when whispers started spreading about King possibly getting another woman pregnant, everybody instantly pictured Ty blowing up behind the scenes. If the first pregnancy caught him off guard, a second one, with twins, sounds like a disaster waiting to explode. And honestly, when you look at King Harris's track record, none of this hits as a surprise. His name has been attached to chaos long before he ever became a parent. Just look at the Waffle House incident. King went viral after getting into a loud screaming match with employees at the restaurant, yelling, threatening, trying to prove he was tough in front of a crowd over something as small as food. That late-night run turned into a full-blown spectacle that had the entire internet clowning and shaking their heads. It was the meltdown everybody kept reposting because the whole situation looked wild. Even Ty had to jump on Instagram afterward, basically saying he had no idea why his son felt the need to act out like that in public. That's not the behavior anyone expects from the child of a hip-hop legend, but King has always chosen his own lane, and sometimes that lane looks like chaos on wheels. Then there was the arrest. Police pulled him over after he almost hit a patrol car while pulling out of a gas station, and once they searched him, they found a gun on his hip. To make it worse, he had an open warrant because he skipped a court date tied to an earlier DUI situation and a suspended license charge. That whole moment was a disaster. The clip of him in cuffs, locked in the back of a police car while cameras were rolling, had everyone saying the same thing. King was moving reckless and didn't care who saw it. It painted a picture of someone spiraling publicly while the world watched every mistake get louder and louder. Moments like those early clips painted the picture clear. King wasn't moving like someone with discipline or direction. He was moving reckless, making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and doing it with zero hesitation. When someone already has a history of fighting in public, getting arrested, skipping court dates, and bragging online like nothing matters, nobody expects them to suddenly turn into a calm, stable parent the moment a baby arrives. People have been saying for years that King doesn't think before he acts, and this right here is exactly how situations like this end up happening. That's why nobody even blinked when the rumors about twins started spreading. For King, chaos has always been normal. It's almost like he attracts it without even trying. But for Ty, this might have been the point where everything snapped. Think about it for a second. The first baby already blindsided him. 1 minute King was just being messy online, arguing, getting into situations, and the next minute he announced he was a father. T had to go into public supportive dad mode, despite clearly being shocked by how fast everything went down.
Raise this child to torture you the way you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Behind closed doors, you could tell the situation didn't sit smoothly with Ty at all. There's even that podcast clip where T spoke about King expecting a child, and he tried to make a joke about raising him the same tough way he was raised, but you could hear the frustration behind the laughter. It didn't sound like a dad celebrating exciting news. It sounded like a dad trying to wrap his mind around a situation he never saw coming. Now fast forward to these new rumors. Another woman, twins, and King walking around like it's just another Tuesday. That's the kind of thing that could make any parent snap, especially a parent like T, who is protective of his legacy, his image, and his family name. Online sources have been buzzing that Ty confronted King hard, reminding him that he hasn't even fully handled his first situation responsibly. So how is he attracting more drama already? Fans say Ty's frustration wasn't just about a possible new pregnancy. It was about the whole pattern. The arrests, the public outbursts, the live stream chaos, the attitude, the disrespect, the nonstop circus surrounding King, and now more rumors being added to the pile. T has spent decades building his reputation, evolving publicly, and trying to clean up past mistakes. And meanwhile, King keeps giving the blogs new content every single week like it's a sport. And here's the twist that makes it even more layered. Ty isn't new to scandal either. He knows how fast a reputation can get dragged through the mud, and he knows exactly how hard it is to clean it back up, which is why King's behavior hits him even harder. Ty has dealt with his own share of headlines through the years, but the difference is he's old enough to understand how dangerous that spotlight can get. Watching King walk down that same path, only louder, wilder, and way more reckless, probably feels like watching history repeat itself in the worst way possible. So if T really did blow up on King, it wasn't just anger, but it was fear. Fear that his son is creating a cycle that might be impossible to clean up later. And that fear is exactly why the fallout hit the internet like an explosion. Because once this rumor reached the blogs, everybody had something to say, and the comments were brutal. Fans weren't offering sympathy. They were handing out opinions like punches. One comment summed it up with zero softness. Ty and Tiny created that monster. They thought his little smart mouth was cute. Now he is big and out of order, spare the rod. That kind of reaction shows people aren't just blaming King. They're blaming his parents for letting him run wild when he was younger. The same mouth that made viewers laugh back on reality TV is the same mouth dragging him across social media now. Here's the throwback moment people kept reposting. King as a kid arguing with his parents on their show. Already loud, already defiant, already showing signs he wasn't going to listen to anybody. That clip resurfaced instantly because fans felt like it connected the dots. Then another fan jumped in and hit the situation from a different angle, pointing out the double standard inside the Harris household. They wrote, "So T was always taking his daughter to the gynecologist while his son was the active one." That comment went viral instantly because it reminded everyone of that old controversy where T talked publicly about monitoring his daughter's doctor visits. Fast forward to now, and his son is the one moving wild with multiple women, showing up in headlines nonstop and sparking pregnancy rumors left and right. People called the whole situation ironic, and honestly, it made T look even more frustrated because it felt like all his energy went into controlling the wrong area of his kids' lives. The internet didn't hesitate to point out the contradiction. Here's Ty back then, talking on camera about taking his daughter to the doctor, a clip people dug up immediately as soon as King's situation started trending again. Every resurfaced moment made the current drama look even heavier, and the internet was eating it up. Oh, and don't forget, T didn't just mention that doctor situation once. He doubled down on it in a whole different interview, standing on what he said like he didn't see anything wrong with it. That clip resurfaced instantly, and the internet dragged it right back into the conversation as soon as King's name popped up in these new rumors. And of course, the child support talk started flying the moment the word twins got attached to King's situation. One fan warned him with zero hesitation, child support is a MF. Yeah, King better stand on a lot of business because the judge is going to stand on his bet. People were quick to remind him that being a celebrity son doesn't mean anything once you're dealing with the court system. Nobody gets a free pass. 2 kids with 2 different women can get expensive fast, and fans weren't shy about saying it loudly. That's why this whole fallout feels way bigger than simple gossip. It's not just about King possibly getting another woman pregnant. It's about how messy it makes the entire family look in public. Ty and Tiny are catching strays left and right, old clips are being dragged back up, and fans are already calculating how much child support, drama, and stress could stack up before King even hits his mid-20s. And if that wasn't enough, people aren't just going after King, they're going after Ty and Tiny too. Every new rumor feels like another piece of evidence to fans that the parenting style everyone used to laugh at on reality TV has now come back around hard. What once looked like funny chaos on camera now looks like a blueprint for problems that never got corrected. So at this point, whether the twin rumor is true or not, almost doesn't matter anymore. King has once again thrown his entire family straight into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. And this time, the situation isn't just dragging his name, it's pulling the whole Harris legacy down with him. And that's where the whole thing lands. King Harris standing in the middle of another whirlwind he created. Ty trying to hold the family name together, and the internet watching every move like it's a live show. No matter how this rumor plays out, one thing is clear. The Harris house is dealing with smoke that isn't going away anytime soon. King's choices aren't just shaking up his own life, they're shaking up his parents, his reputation, and the legacy T spent years building. And the wild part, this might only be the beginning. If the twin situation turns out real, the fallout could get louder, messier, and way more expensive than anyone expected. So now everybody's asking the same question. Is King finally about to slow down, or is he gearing up for another round of chaos? Because this next move could decide whether he cleans his image up or lets the blogs cook him forever. If you want the real updates the moment they drop, the unfiltered breakdowns, the receipts, the drama, and all the behind-the-scenes energy the industry tries to hide, make sure you stay locked in with BarzBuzz. We're on everything that shakes the culture, and this story is far from over. If this saga had you shook, wait till you see what's next. You already know what it is. BarzBuzz got the real, raw, and unfiltered breakdowns. So don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and share this with someone who needs to catch up.